Hello and welcome back to the Fortnightly Q&A. My name's Lumin and right now it's been a little longer than a fortnight since the previous Q&A. It's actually been something like 2 months, but it's back now. We're not going to dwell on the past. That's the excuse I'm going with. Do not talk about why it's been so long. It's going to be nice and regular now, so don't even worry. Don't even worry. There are a good couple of questions this time around. Not that many. I mean, it's like one page. Usually there's like 3 pages of questions. This time around, just 1 page. It's good. Can ease back into it. And I must mention that these are from a while ago. I feel like I need to mention that. So, for the next Q&A, we'll have fresh questions. If you're interested in asking absolutely anything, leave your question below as a comment. And the chances are I will answer it during the next Fortnightly Q&A, which will be up in, give or take, 2 weeks' time. Good. With that out of the way, I'm going to have a sip of coffee and get started. Two sips of coffee. I need to actually drink it pretty quickly because it's at the exact right temperature now. It's maybe even a little bit too cool already. I waited too long. Okay, I waited too long. Minor Portal 2 Epic. Hey Lumin, quick question. Are you going to play Legacy of the Void? It's been announced. Date... oh, right. Okay, you put the date of your question here. I'd rather not read that. But it has been announced, yes. And I think it was actually announced before that. You know, it was a thing before that. We knew Legacy of the Void was coming. It's the next Starcraft 2 expansion. There's going to be a really cool single-player campaign. They showed a lot of it off at BlizzCon. And that is unfortunately one of the things that I did not get to play at BlizzCon. But I'm still pretty excited for it. And yes, I'm definitely gonna play Legacy of the Void. Definitely. Beaker Sneeze. There's 2 S's in there. Why you no Patreon? It was all in caps, and it was a Y, and a U, and an N and an O, and a Patreon. Good question. This is actually a question that I've received like 3 or 4 times and I didn't answer until now. But once I did actually reply in text form, but I guess I can talk about it now quickly. I am not a huge fan of Patreon and the website and the way it works and all that. I think that if you don't have a legit reason to do it, then you have no business doing it. I don't know. And some people have really legit reasons. Some people do. I personally don't feel like I should do something like that right now. Sure, it'll probably help out a lot, but I don't need the kind of help it would provide right now. I said to Helene before, because she actually asked me about it, and I said to her that it's the kind of thing that I feel like I would want to perhaps think about doing if we move overseas. So if we've got a date set and we know like this is when we go in, we might need a little bit of monetary support, then I would consider it, because then it would be worth it. Okay, I'll just say it simply like that. Then I could say it would be like my Get Lumin live streaming fund, or Get Lumin set up overseas fund, or whatever, you know, to help us out, help us adjust to live in there, and the various other costs that'll be involved. Then I would say it would be worth it, and then I'd strongly consider doing it. Then I'd even encourage you guys to become a Patreon. Is that how it's said? I don't know. I've never really explored the site and what it's all about, but I know what it, you know, its purpose is. But then I'd consider it. So now I don't feel like it's worth it. I don't make a ton of money, okay? I think that for most people it wouldn't even be enough to live, but it's enough for us at this very moment. So that's fine. So I will consider Patreon in the future going forward. I will consider it really strongly when we do plan on making the move, but I will keep you guys updated. Okay, I'll let you all know what's going on with that. If you have anything to say about Patreon, please do, because I know very little about it. Celtic Uchu. Konnichiwa Lumin, quick question concerning YouTube's new 60 FPS videos. Do you now upload 60 FPS videos, or are those files too big for your internet connection to handle? So, I think I uploaded 2 videos, 60 FPS, it was 2 Heroes of the Storm videos. I don't know. They are bigger, but they're not much bigger. I would say that they're not too big for our internet connection to handle, but I would also say that given my plans going forward, it would slow things down a bit more than I'm comfortable with. Also, I use Shadowplay for a lot of my content, and Shadowplay does not do 60 FPS very well. So, when Shadowplay decides it wants to actually limit its FPS to 60 on the dot, when it decides that it's going to be constant at 60 or constant at 30 or just constant in general, then maybe I'll decide to do it. Or maybe if I decide to switch over to a different program instead of Shadowplay. I use Fraps for Legend of Grimrock and Shadowplay for everything else at the moment, but I use Shadowplay at 30 FPS and it works reasonably well. I don't know. So right now I'm not doing 60 FPS. I would like to in the future. My PC handles it reasonably well, so why not? Ibrahim Awais. I'm not sure if I said that right. Hi Lumin, after watching your WoW vids, I've been thinking about getting the game and I began doing some research about the classes, but can't decide which one to go for, and I was hoping you could help by giving me your top 3 favorite classes and why tanks and DPS. Oh, and I think he's saying here preferably tanks and DPS. Oh, top 3 classes and why. Then there's, I guess, a space. Tanks and DPS preferably. There you go. I'm just bad at reading. So, this is old. I'm assuming that Ibrahim has either decided to go with WoW and already made a character and all that, or decided not to. But I'd still like to answer this, because I do think it's an interesting question. Now, top 3 classes. I'm gonna go ahead and not be biased and just say in general what my favorite classes are. Number 1 class in World of Warcraft, Druid. I don't play Druid currently. I don't even see myself playing Druid in the future. I don't like Druid, but it is the best class in the game. Druids are just crazy. Also, this chair's making noise. I apologize. Okay. I need to get a new chair. I'm sitting on a wooden chair, in case you didn't know. It's like a... Wait, it's a wooden chair. It's reasonably comfortable. Okay, it's very straight backish. It's very upright. I need a new chair. Anyway, okay. Druid, base class in the game. It can tank, heal, and DPS in 2 different specs. That's ranged and melee DPS. It's got everything covered. Its healing is second to none. It's pretty amazing in PvP, that's for sure. It's never been bad in PvP, and it's also pretty good in PvE at the moment if I'm seeing things correctly. Tanking on druids is a little weird. I don't see very many druid tanks, but it's still really good. They use a different type of tanking to other classes in that they try go for more health and a bit of avoidance and stuff, but they generally tend to soak up a lot of the damage. I think that's how it works. I don't know. I've never really tanked as a druid, but it seems to be effective. I mean, I've never had a bad druid tank. Then, their DPS specs, Moonkin is apparently not in a great place, but Feral is just so annoying, especially in PvP. I like Druid the most because it can do everything, and it is a monster in PvP. It's really tough to play against, it's really cool to play, as far as I can tell, and it's just an all-round amazing class. It's also one of the classes that's never really been nerfed into the ground. Like, it's always been in a decent place in terms of balance, so I think that's a good bet for anyone looking to do it all. Then, number 2. I'm going to go ahead and say Hunter. I made a Hunter recently, and I just feel like it's a very fun DPS class to play. It can only DPS, there's only that one spec. But I honestly think that Hunter is just one of the, let's just say, best designed classes. Because it's really fun, it's quite good at what it does, and it's also just something that people can pick up really easily. It's not too difficult to play. It's quite hard to master it, but that's something you can say about most of the classes, but it's not too difficult to pick up and play. I like Hunter. It's the ranged DPS class. It can do a lot of damage, both burst and sustained. You can have pets on it, which is kind of fun. It's super good in PvP. My Hunter alt, which I'll probably show you guys at some point, is already much better in PvP. I'm already much better at playing Hunter in PvP than I've ever been with Monk or Paladin. There's no comparison. It's also so much more fun. Like, you run into Ashran with a Monk, you can do nothing. Nothing. Nothing, unless you're a healer. Or if you're a tank and you want to tank some NPCs, but against other players, you can do nothing. You run in, you die, you run in, you die, you run in, you die. That's it. As a hunter, however, you can do so much. So much. It's a ton of fun. Being a strong range DPS is really cool. Also, as a raid leader, I like good hunter DPS. I'd take a good hunter DPS above most other DPS. Then, let's give another one. You said preferably tanks and DPS. I don't know. I don't want to say Death Knights, because if I say Death Knights, then it's just me picking the classes that I hate playing against in PvP. So I'm not going to say Death Knights. I want to say... I should say Mage, because I think it's really cool, but... And there aren't enough mages at the moment, but I'm not going to say Mage. I'll say my third favorite is probably Monk, but I will give you reasons not to play Monk as well. Not going to go on about it for too long, but Monks, they've been nerfed a lot. They suck in PvP, for DPS, that is. And I do feel like they're very complicating to play. They're not an easy class to pick up and do well with. However, with the negative stuff out of the way, it's fun playing something that's complex, that takes a little bit more time to learn and master. And the specs that Monk have, like so the Healing, Mistweaver, Brewmaster, and Windwalker, they're really fun in PvE. So if you're raiding or doing dungeons or whatever, they're really fun. Really fun. I enjoy playing my Monk a whole lot in PvE. We do High Maul with a guild, and I think that it's a lot more involving the style of gameplay than most other DPS classes. And the tanking seems like it can be incredibly good. You can be a really high DPS tank as well, which in my honest opinion is great. Especially in 5-man content. Monk tanks, if they're decently geared, they usually top the DPS meters in most of the encounters just because they deal a lot of damage. They go for stats that amplify damage like crit. It's nice. It's really nice. Well, it's if you play it like that. So I'd say Monk is great. It's also one of the classes that can do all three the specs. It can heal DPS or tank. So it's nice. I'd say those three are my favorite in order, like I said. And yes, you can probably tell that I'm a bit sour about the fact that they keep nerfing monks. I don't know why. I don't get it. Whatever. P.O.Box. If you're a performing artist, what would the title of your first album be? Happy That. I guess I'd go with that. Actually, I would probably call it that. There you go. Straight up. Done. Moving on. It's a good title. Isn't it good? I think it's good. I'd buy a CD or album with that name. Thor 2000. What games do you plan on playing next? Wow. Tough question. Thor, I don't know if I can answer that. There are lots of games that I want to play. I picked up Dragon Age Inquisition recently. I don't know if you mean on my channel or just personally. I started playing that myself, and it's just so much fun. I mentioned in my Tales of Lumin video that I regret not playing it on the channel. Stick with that, because it's a super cool game. But on the channel, I have not thought that far. I have been looking to the future. I've tried to secure myself a review copy of Dying Light. I am looking at some of the stuff releasing in January. I saw that at the end of the month comes Dying Light and GTA 5 on PC. Those both come out. There's an indie title that comes out on the 30th, I think, that I'm kind of interested in. Can't remember the name. It's about a girl, two girls, or a girl in high school or something like that, whose friend gets killed and then she can rewind time to try and stop it from happening. Some weird game. Looked kind of fun. But I'm looking at some of the games releasing. I'm not sure what I'm doing yet. I was interested in Pillars of Eternity, which is the new Baldur's Gate style RPG. Very interested in that, of course. Might play that. But I'm not sure. If you have any suggestions, please. I'm actually going to do a Tales of Lumin video at some point, asking for suggestions, so maybe don't leave them here. Wait for that. Gui Valenzi. How do I even read that name so quickly? Hey Lumin. Would you consider doing a let's play of a point-and-click game? I've actually done point-and-click games before. Most recently, obviously, I did Wolf Among Us. If one could even consider that a point-and-click game. I think you do, because it's a point-and-click game. I heard that Gabriel Knight, Sins of the Father, a game from the 1990s, got a 20th anniversary remake of it, and it looks really interesting. Thanks. I was also considering doing the new Dreamfall. Strongly considering that. Nero's angry. He's on a meat high. He's on meat highs quite often recently, because he gets some of the food that we ate. We ate steak this evening, steak and salad, and he had some of my steak, and now he's bouncing off the walls out there. He's having a great time. Seriously. Little meat puppy. He's a good dude. Nero's a good guy. If you someone asks you, you know Nero, you say, yeah, I know Nero. He's a good guy. He's a good dude. That's all I have to say about him. I know your question wasn't about that, but I don't know anything about Gabriel Knight. I know that's, like, to many people that would be considered sacrilege. Disown me right now. But I know nothing about the Gabriel Knight series. Zero. I was into Broken Sword. That's what I played back then. I played that as a point-and-clicker. I played another point-and-click series that was called Kyrandia or something. I played Discworld. I played... Man, going back now. Hitting up the old archives. I can't remember. Oh my goodness, I can't remember. I'm sorry. But I'll have a look at Sins of the Father. And again, as I just said to Thor 2000, maybe save this for the video that I'm going to do, asking for input. Then, on Vaz Williams, Lumin, are you interested in The Evil Within? Not at all. Honestly, not in the least. Sorry, this looks like one of those unnecessary horror games. I don't know. I don't like it. Probably because it's going to scare me. There are various reasons for me not to like it, but it's going to scare me too much for me even consider playing it. But Celtic Uchu, another question from Celtic Uchu. Konnichiwa Lumin, for this fortnightly question, let's do something serious. How would you describe the socio-political difference between Singapore and the Falkland Islands? Okay, real question. This is funny, okay, so there's no way that she's not gonna hear it, but there was in brackets here, to distract Helene. Then there's the socio-political difference between Singapore, and then there's make sure Helene is not paying attention. Okay, real question. You mentioned a few times in the past comment, Celtic Uchu, you're an evil genius, okay? But she doesn't even have her headset on, so she's listening. She's listening. Real question. Mentioned a couple of times in the past couple of weeks that you find a certain Draenei attractive. I do. Irel. Irel. I don't even know. Okay, I've heard her name pronounced in 3 different ways in World of Warcraft. So I have no idea how to pronounce the name anymore. But you know the one I'm talking about. You know the one. So, which fictional characters would you court if you could? Why do you find yourself attracted to them? And do you have any saved images of them in the form of wallpapers, posters, art books, or whatever in the back of your closet? Oh man. And then the final one. Do you or would you want a Daki Makura of your love interest? Okay, so this is a word that I should not know, but I do know because I follow Dodger on Twitter. Thanks. Thanks, Dodger. If I am not mistaken, that's a hug pillow. It's the kind of pillow that you get, like a big life-size pillow that lies next to you in your bed. No. What a silly question. I love it. It's perfect. So, I don't know, okay? I find myself attracted to a lot of ladies in video games, of course, because they make themselves so you know, they do. Most recently, I've been playing Dragon Age Inquisition, and I find myself smitten with Cassandra. I mean, I'm only at the start of the game, and I haven't even met all the characters. I've literally got one party, so it's like 3 people, plus a couple of extras that can't actually venture forth with me. But I've got those 3 people in my party. I'm already smitten with her. She's great. She's such a stoic, serious lady. But then when you just chip away at that stoicism, when you get beneath those exterior layers, you can see that there's someone in there that just wants some love in their life. And she's beautiful too. She's absolutely beautiful. I like her a lot. So Cassandra in Dragon Age Inquisition's my latest crush. I mean, there are lots of them. There are every single game that I play, literally there's someone that I guess I could call a love interest. Also Nero's still on a meat high. This one's gonna go on for a while. Okay, I guarantee you that. I mean, I could go back through my old videos or old series or whatever, and I can just pick them out. You know, I think we all know that there were a couple in Skyrim. I wouldn't say that there were any in Wolf Among Us, which was one that I played recently. Let's not even talk about the Blizzard games like Starcraft with Kerrigan up in there. Ah, Kerrigan. There's always some. I'm gonna look quickly. Opening my playlists. Beyond Good and Evil, oh my goodness. But that's not the kind of game that you can really have a proper love interest in, you know? Oh! Enslaved, Odyssey to the West. Oh, Trip. Oh, Trip. Bioshock Infinite, no! Elizabeth. Oh. She kind of ruined it for me, though. When she did all those really bad things. She kind of ruined it. Oh, so the list goes on. The list just keeps on going. Let me get back to the question quickly before I get too distracted. Why I find myself attracted? I kind of answered that already. It's just because in many games these characters are just so well written, and I think that I am always the exact like target audience that they're going for, and I think that I always fall for their writing perfectly. I should be there testing the games for them. They should just have me in a little room testing out all their female characters. They should do that. Oh man, I'd sign up for that job. Why not? Why not? So which would I court if I could? All of them. You know? Would I want a hug pillow? Yes, of course. I would, in an instant. But I don't think we get those kind of things here. I think if I ever go to like wherever they made, Japan. I mean, I know they're made probably everywhere, but they seem more common in the Asian places. Maybe, is it popular in Japan? Where did they originate? If I ever went there, if I could pick one up, maybe take it on the plane with me. If I'm well off by then, I could book a seat for it. Have it sit next to me. Oh my goodness. Imagine that. Imagine, oh, whew, that would be great. Stinky Sandal, if you move to Germany, there was actually another part before this, by the way, saying something about a slightly less serious question again, but if you move to Germany and find that you're not able to generate the income that you need to live there, do you have a backup plan? I don't see how this is less serious, though. Would you be able to move back to your house in South Africa? Where would you... where you could get back to stability and come up with a new plan? I don't know. I mean, backup plans, sure, I've always got a couple of backup plans, but I wouldn't want to. If we move, say, for instance, to Germany, I'm not sure if that's happening. I mean, I'm not sure which country we're going to move to, but it doesn't matter where. If we move somewhere, I would want to make it work there regardless, and I would make it work there. I can tell you right now, if I could live stream this very instant, if I could live stream every single day, if I could build up a following on Twitch TV right now, then I would be able to make a much better living, and I think I'd be able to collect a much larger following. I think that that's the kind of thing that I'd be able to do much better than I do currently with YouTube alone. Added to that, the quicker internet and the proximity difference would make it much easier to do collaborations, to appear on podcasts and stuff like that. It's an important thing. Everything attached to it would make everything in my current professional life much easier, and it would be a big deal. So I wouldn't even consider a backup plan. If I go there, it's all in and I will make it work. John Rurald. Good day, Lumin. I hope you and Elena are well. Have you ever considered making videos of casual Hearthstone games versus subscribers? I understand that scheduling and other factors could make it difficult, but I think it might be a fun way to involve the community. Absolutely, I have considered that, but I am again just going to link that to the previous question from Stinky Sandal and say that it's something that I want to do. I really want to do once I can stream. I will dedicate an entire day to just, I mean like an entire day to just live streaming and playing games with you guys. I would love that. Oh my goodness, that would be great. It would be so great. All the games, man. All the games. Hearthstone against people, where we could have like a fun deck challenge. Where, like, I would have slightly less serious stuff, of course. But, I mean, I would definitely consider that. Games like Heroes, Blizzard's, Heroes of the Storm, I'd love playing that with subscribers or viewers or whatever. Because I think that's the kind of game where if you have a group of nice people playing it, it's just that much more fun. Especially with the new game modes and stuff coming out this week. If I'm not mistaken, tomorrow or the next day or whatever. But there are countless numbers of games. Like, if I move overseas and I've got less latency, then I can even consider playing like FPS games as well. Lots of different FPS games out there that I'd like to play. The list will just go on forever. MMOs, World of Warcraft. You know, that can happen as well. We can do raids and stuff, PvP, battlegrounds, whatever. So that's something I'm going to do. That could be one of the perks of a Patreon, you know? If you donate to it, then you can be invited to a day full of all this kind of stuff. I'd love that. Oh, man, that would be great. Firestorm123. This is the last question. Lumin, do you and Eileen have any plans to have kids at all? It would absolutely blow my mind to see a mini Lumin running around in a good way. Big smile. You didn't actually type big smile. There's a big smiley face. Yes, of course. Of course. I think we probably would have already done the thing if we were slightly better off. If I was a doctor earning huge salaries every month, you know. Basically, if we were living more comfortably and we had a little more money going around. So then, that said, I guess once we do get overseas and once we are in a better position, then it's definitely going to happen. We've considered it, we've spoken about it, all that stuff. It's going to happen. We just haven't been able to, you know, let's just say, make it work yet. Fit it in to our hectic schedules. And so on and so forth. But yes, definitely. It will blow my mind as well in a good way. In a really good way. Seriously. But that's it. I'm done. If you have any questions to leave, please do not hesitate. Nero man, how's the meat high? He's gonna crash soon. I'm gonna move the webcam now. Hopefully it won't crash. So that you can see him getting up on his chair. There he is. He's face this way, dude. No, he's turning in circles. He's crashing. He's crashing. There he is. You can see the ears. Okay, I'm finished. I'm finished. If you have any questions, leave them below. I'll answer them in 2 weeks. I don't want to say exactly, because it won't be exactly, but in around 2 weeks. Check back here for that. Thanks for watching. Give it a like, share it, and do all that other good stuff. And thank you for the support and the amazing questions, as always. It's a pleasure. Every single time. Be that.